اچھا 3 لاکھ دیتے ہیں, اسی لیے میں یہاں کے دیکھی. کتنے فاصلے پہ ہوگی پہلی ٹیلی ویژن؟ ایک چھوڑ کے دوسرے پہ
یہاں سے ٹھیک ہے, یہ سیکنڈ پول
سیکنڈ پہ, اور آگے
کے بعد پھر ایک پول چھوڑ کے پھر ایک اور.
یہ ٹھیک ہے, 2 کافی ہے, اور کیوں بڑا راستہ دیکھ لیں. آپ دائیں طرف لگاتے تھے, کسی لگاتے تھے, بیچ کے 2 پولوں سے لگائیے تاکہ اس کو واپس دیکھ سکیں. وہ جو پول آپ آئیے, مطلب آپ کا یہ پول اور وہ پول یہاں سے لے پول کہاں لگے گی, جا کے دکھاؤ. سیدھا بھی نہیں کرتی,
تھوڑا سا اتنا سیدھا ہوتا ہے کہ کاروں کو پورا وہ
یہ جو ہے فاصلہ ادھر سے اور ادھر سے بالکل برابر ہے.
درمیان میں اتنی اس کی ایڈجسٹمنٹ ہوتی ہے کہ درمیان والا بہت چیز
ایک دوسرے آگے یہ بیچ میں چھوڑ کے آگے
14 سے 16 اس کا منہ
دفتر ہے جی, بس دفتر ہے جی, یہ دفتر بنایا ہے نا جن کے, ٹھیک ہے. سارے مارکیٹ کی مارکیٹ کی جگہ ہاں بہتر ہے, بہتر ہے, بہتر ہے. جہاں کھلا ہوگا وہاں لوگ دعا کھول کے رکھے آئے جائیں, جو مرضی آپ کی بدلی ہوگی, جو مرضی کرے. ٹھیک ہے, بہتر ہے.
نہیں, یہ تو سارا لیڈیز ایریا ہوتا ہے.
اچھا جی, بتاتا ہی نہیں. ہاں,
اور کیونکہ اگر ادھر سے زیادہ لوگ آئیں گے تو یہ تو ایسے
یہ بہت اگر یہ پر جگہ نہیں ہے تو پھر
سارا ہمارا ایریا
لازم ہے آپ کو. ابھی اور بھی لوگ ہیں. آپ کو وہ مستقل عمارت کہاں ہے, وہ صرف یہاں ٹوائلٹ کا کیا انتظام ہے؟ یہاں ایک ٹوائلٹ کا پورٹل آ رہے ہیں between the ladies accommodation, the workers accommodation, behind these children. These are temporary arrangements. Emergency. These are the workers. جو رات رہتے ہیں یہاں, یہ ان کے لیے یہی ہے جی, مگر رات تھوڑے رہتے ہیں نا, کوئی انتظام نہیں رہتا, رہنے والوں کا انتظام الگ ہے. وہ تو الگ یہ ان کے جو
यहाँ बिजली वालों का होता है जनरेटर।
बिजली वालों का आप उनको वहाँ कहाँ लगाएंगे जिसको जो यहाँ क्या हो पीछे हर जगह नहीं ना आपके
जितनी जगह थी वहाँ लगे
यहाँ रख सकता है लग तो सकता है नहीं वो फिक्स करना इसमें है
दोनों कवर हो जाते हैं
नहीं होता मैं आपका मुँह देखूँ आप मेरा देखना
अगले साल दो करा देंगे
ये टीम ठीक है
अभी क्या दो करा देंगे
जी मुझे बहुत करते हैं अभी ये जरूरत है होने वाली मुझे वाले आपने करा दिए तो 2 दिन ये करते हैं पीछे
आवाज भी है ये जो अभी साफ नहीं करवाए जी अभी नहीं किए हम लोग बाहर ये कुर्सी जो है और ये सब है क्या खुलिए हैं
नंबरदाना लेडीज
यहाँ रुकते नहीं क्योंकि हम पीछे नहीं यूज करते प्रॉब्लम में क्लास हो जाती है बाहर होना चाहिए लेकिन हम चाहिए प्रॉब्लम में ठीक है जल्दी करना चाहिए ठीक है
आप गलत कर रहे हैं और ज्यादा करो और ज्यादा करो क्या बात है थोड़ा सा स्कोप होगा आइए कॉलेज साहब
रोटे नहीं रखे हुए यहाँ रोटे भी नहीं रखे साफ करने वाले सारे साफ यहाँ वो जो डिसेबल के लिए लगाएंगे डिसेबल के लिए कोई जगह रखी है नहीं मोबाइल कवर
वहाँ बनाया
है फ्लोर तो बेहतर है मगर डिजाइन अनइवन है किसी की जगह साफ रखे हैं देखें पत्थर बड़े ऊंचे खाली जगह है लोटा रखने का क्या इंसान है लोटा जरूर बाद में भरते हैं हाथ में रखते होंगे बाद में रखते हैं यही हो सकता है नजर पहले ऊपर रख लेते हैं वाटर टैंक पर नहीं आप हर एक को सही नहीं बता सकते ये तो सही
ये और मतलब बन जाता है इसमें आदमियों की जरूरत पूरी करेगा
बाकी सब
कितने खंजा है उसकी कितने आदमियों पर एक बनती है ये बनेगी 30 आदमियों पर मुझे आपके हिसाब से 50 लोग होगा 50 से होता था तो अच्छा नीचे लग मिला है अरे मुझे याद है 50 लोग ठीक बेहतर है जी कुछ पोर्टल में भी ठीक है जी for them you have another portal
the men have these toilets and the ladies have a portal as well
and these also ladies same portal how many पोर्टल के लिए वो दूसरे भी दो
and on the end of this block that is rebuilt there are 3 showers and a baby changing area on this end. Again, we have to
how many just
Just how many?
About three. About
3 acres, no?
300.
And
On this area will be about, not ladies,
no,
about 250 all total people.
And
this area
is about 4 to 500 because 140 and
there's about 250 in this area.
yeah.
And about 400 here. Altogether, you'll have about 900, huh? Less. 800.
250 here and 250.
The 250
So these are smaller tents. These are 10 by 10,
500.
12 by 12. Yeah. But
Out of-
further on we have,
Out of
obviously
these,
we have more.
you perhaps require girls including, say 250 would be ready. Huh? And for 250, if you have 3 totally, 6 totally arrangements in toilet arrangements, how many persons per totally? It's a bit less, I mean. Portable blue facility is also, in a manner of speaking, slightly bad because of odor and small players.
And generally they're cleaner than the ones we used to build ourselves and put out.
They're not cleaner than these. Huh?
They're easier to clean because
Atmosphere is very smelly and polluted.
but the surfaces are more
Can't we
easy
have
to
another
clean.
portable? That's what I'm saying.
At the back here.
Let it be there, one for them, one for
On one floor. In fact, we have the drain there.
Okay.
We were trying to catch all the water.
In case
Now,
of
in
rain.
case of rain, will the water flow with you?
We haven't covered this area.
Huh? That's the problem.
We've covered the bigger tent.
No, but why don't you put something right now? That through here, the rainwater does not go across. Except for the local water, of course, that has to be accommodated somewhere there. But this line, couldn't it be continued up to there?
Initially that was the plan.
Huh?
Initially that was the plan. Lot of time.
How long will it take? अगर बारिश हो जाए तो फ्लो सारा इधर जाएगा
I think it was the smaller tents were easier to protect in terms of
So that's a different story.
Whereas these are the larger tents.
Car flow goes through that. That's like a flight.
You still need roots to take the water through between the tents.
तो यहाँ बोल रहा है बचाने के लिए मेरे ख्याल है हर दरवाजे के साथ दोनों किलोमीटर वहाँ भी दरवाजे चल रहा है दरवाजे के अंदर खुली सामने रखनी चाहिए I have been to many camping grounds. I know the stars have provided that हाँ?
10% ज्यादा
कितने की टोटल
400 के दरमियान ज्यादा
कितना हो जाए 400
इतना ज्यादा नहीं मैंने किया यूएन के दफा उसी तरह ही वो सॉलिड
Last few years,
We go into the kitchen. You see the roti plant.
Assalamu alaikum.
क्या हाल है
उसके बाद ठीक है
पेपर कहाँ है आपका
एप्रन जहाँ रखे हुए हैं, अभी हमने प्रोडक्शन
हमारे सिलने के लिए एप्रन किसी को रूम पर भी थी काफी लाख में देखा काफी पैराग्राफ not today. Good ones, huh? रोटी खा के देखनी जो वहाँ बताया सर्व हुई है वो इससे ज़्यादा नरम हो इस सिलसिले में और इसका ख्याल है कि अगर ऐसे करना हो तो हमें ये रिप्लेस करनी चाहिए मशीन सारी ये जो अब लगी हुई है सारी नहीं करनी ये पहले मुझे कहा करते हैं कि ये मशीनें तब ठीक होंगी अगर मुस्तकिल चलाएं अब ये कहते हैं सारा नया खर्च तो ये नहीं हो सकता
वो एक सेक्टर है
तजुर्बा करके शुरू करके देखते अगर इस सत्र में इसने कमा लिया तो नई मशीनें दे देंगे उनको बाजार की रोटियां यहाँ से आपसे बहुत महंगी पड़ेंगी सबको मिलेगी और वो नमूना बेशक आप तस्लीम कराएं उसमें चिट हो कि ये शर्तें हैं हर हफ्ते आपको अपने लिए घर के लिए कोई रोटी चाहिए तो अभी बता दें इस कीमत की होगी इस शर्त की होगी और फिर आप ऑर्डर मुस्तकिल दें और पैसे जो आप प्रोवाइड कर दीजिए ये करके देखें ठीक है जी अगर रिस्पॉन्स अच्छी हो तो ये कर लेंगे फिर तैयार है देने तौर पर तो नई तरकीबें निकालना चाहते वो नहीं करेंगे ओवरऑल आप निगरान हों और सेटअप कर दें कि हर हफ्ते कोई वॉलंटियर आ जाया करे मुस्तकिल स्टाफ के ऊपर उसको भी बेशक हम पे कर देंगे लेकिन विच वीक बिलोंग्स टू विच होम ये चार्ट बनाना पड़ेगा इन बच्चों में लड़कों में से कोई आ सकता हो तो उसको उस दिन की तनख्वाह मिलेगी और अगर वीकेंड हो तो सबसे अच्छा है तो वो जिम्मेवारी बात कर सकेगी लेकिन वो फिर भी जो डिमांड है वो मतलब मंडे को कराने से जिसमें देनी है मंडे को भी ला सकते ट्यूजडे भी ला सकते हाँ उनकी मर्जी है मगर वो जुम्मेवारी लाते हैं ना हाँ ये जुम्मेवारी ठीक है जुम्मेरात को रोटी बनानी पड़ेगी जुम्मे सप्लाई करने के लिए ठीक है
हमने देखे हैं हमारे स्कूल के लिए क्या हमने स्कूल लगाया है स्टेज के
क्या लगाया दिखाएं
इधर 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 हमने
करना है
किधर से बनाया कोई नहीं आज किसी एक ने
ये ना हो जैसे एक बार फूलों की ये प्लेटें नजर आए ये नया बनाए हैं ये सारी जरूरत से पूरा करने वाले बात है बहुत हिसाब Before they had 4 heads before. So the still room है उसमें वो काम करे और एक बोर्ड इन्होंने की और जो just going around and section, every department is represented here. And don't remind me of this age. یہ بی اے پی کی ان کا کرتے ہیں اور یہ ہے
ہر میں اس میں اکثر جلسہ ہے اب جلسہ کا
ہاں جی ہاں جی کر دیا وہ کر دیا
ادھر لینا نہیں چلے جانا السلام علیکم ملامت ڈاکٹر صاحب کا پت ہے ہمیں زیادہ لیا تھا ہم پیسے کے پھر جانے والے بہت زیادہ نکلے انہوں نے اپنے والے بچوں کو سب بنانا شروع
اسلام حضرت امیر المومنین نعرہ تکبیر
دلوں میں نہیں ادھر والوں کا ہے آج ہاں السلام علیکم السلام علیکم جو رہا ہے یہ مہمان سنبھالا ہے مہمان والی کافی زیادہ کام ہے بہت وہاں کا بھی ان کا یہاں کا بھی ان کا یہ نظامت یہ استعمال جی ہم سب ایسا کام چل رہا ہے نظامت سے السلام علیکم جناب کیا رہا کام ہے نویل تو ہمارے پاس ڈرائیونگ کون کرے گا ایک کام ہوگا پوچھنا پڑے گا میرے لیے سارا کیا کام ہے اچھا اسٹیج ایریا مین جلسہ کا بینول اسٹیج ایریا کیسا کیا ہوا ہے اکثر جلسہ کا اور ہے اکثر جلسہ سالانہ اور ہے ان کے انتظامات الگ الگ ہیں ان میں اسٹیج ایریا اور بینول یہ کیسا ہوگا جلسہ ون یونٹ اسٹیج از انکلوڈیڈ ان دیٹ اکثر جلسہ گاہ ون یونٹ ہے اکثر جلسہ شروع نہیں ہوا ابھی بعد میں آنا اسٹیج ایریا کس کا ہے دونوں ہی تقسیم ہے نا اسٹیج ایریا آپ کا الگ کوئی انتظام نہیں ہے جو بھی اکثر جلسہ گاہ ہوگا اس کو آپ رپورٹ کریں گے اس کے ساتھ آپ کا چلے گا یہاں لکھنے کی ضرورت نہیں پڑے گی اپنے آئی ڈی رکھے بس یہ کنفیوز ہے اکثر جلسہ کے تحت اسٹیج ایریا کوئی نہیں آتے تم کس طرف ہو کون طرف ہاں مارکیٹ کے باہر سیکورٹی کے لیے آپ ٹریفک السلام علیکم نظامت اسکول آپ کا ملاقات کافی پیسے ہوگا آپ کو 3-4 سال کا کام آپ کو یہ آرام رہے گا اپنے پیسے میرے پہ ڈال دیں گے اچھا کیا کام ہے لندن ماسک یہاں کہاں آ گئی لندن ماسک لندن ماسک کا کیا مطلب وہاں کا کہاں پر سنبھالنا یہاں کا نہیں سنبھالنا پارٹ آف خلق ان لندن السلام علیکم یہ آپ کے ساتھ میں اور جلسہ کا اندرون جلسہ کا اندرون یہ کس میں ہو گیا جلسہ کا اندرون کا اس کا تعلق وہ اندرون کی جو سیکورٹی ہے اس کے خدا جلسہ کا اصل جلسہ اور اصل جلسہ سلانا یہ اور ہیں دو الگ الگ ہیں نا جو جلسہ گاہ کا افسر ہے وہ اور ہے یہاں اپنے اندرون لکھا ہوا ہے جلسہ گاہ اندرون کی سیکورٹی سے ہوتی نا جلسہ کے اندر جلسہ لکھیں جلسہ گاہ سے مراد وہ جگہ رکھتی ہے اصل جلسہ اندرون کوآرڈینیٹ کر رہے ہیں ویسے جلسہ گاہ انتظار یہاں سے جیسا کوئی آفس میں جلسہ گاہ السلام علیکم یہ ہیں وہ اسپیشل نائب افسر صاحب یہ کون ہیں آپ کا پروگرام ان کا کام کیا ہے آپ کا نام سیکشن وغیرہ السلام علیکم آپ کا کام کیا ہے اشاف صاحب کا سب نائب افسر جلسہ کا اندر کریں گے آپ نہیں کریں گے کیا مطلب یہ جو تبلیغ ریلیٹڈ ہمارے فنکشن ہے ان کی زبردستی نگرانی اور پریس پبلیکیشن اچھا یہ ہے کوئی اور بات سمجھا نہیں سکا ہمارے تبلیغ سیمینار کو تبلیغ کے تعلق میں سارے انتظامات جو جلسہ کا کرے رکھتے ہیں وہ آپ کے تم کیا ہو موٹا بچہ کیا کہوں گا کیا بہت کس کے ساتھ ہوگے تم اندازہ کوئی نہیں سوری کہاں لگایا اس پر یہ جو بھی وہ پانی کا کہتے ہیں وہ خدمت خلق کے ساتھ لگا دیتے ہیں اچھا جلسہ گاہ کے اندر جو پانی پلانا ہے وہ کس پر ہے جی لاسٹ کے روز السلام علیکم آپ کا السلام علیکم یہ بھی آپ کے صحیح دور کے ساتھ نہیں سمی بچے کے ساتھ کوآرڈینیٹ کرنے کے لیے سارے یہاں سب ان کا ہے یہ آپ کے نائب نہیں بن سکتے ان کو آدمی رہیں جو آپ کے نائب بنے اوور انچارج آف انٹائر ورلڈ اسپیشلی somebody from this section should be appointed to help you. ہو گیا السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ. Normally one begins with saying, inviting everybody to sit down. But this time I can't, So keep standing for a while at least. افسر صاحب جلسہ آ گئے بس ٹھیک ہے. سب جلسہ کا بھی تلاوت قرآن کریم منیر الدین شمس صاحب. To be followed by English translation by Ibrahim Noonan. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أفحسب الذين كفروا أن يتخذوا عبادي من دوني أولياء إنا أعتدنا جهنم للكافرين نزلا قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا أولئك الذين كفروا بآيات ربهم ولقائه فحبطت أعمالهم فلا نقيم لهم يوم القيامة وزنا ذلك جزاؤهم جهنم بما كفروا واتخذوا آياتي ورسلي هزوا إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات كانت لهم جنات الفردوس نزلا خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا قل لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفد البحر قبل أن تنفد كلمات ربي ولو جئنا بمثله مددا قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا
Refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed. I begin in the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. Do the disbelievers think that they can make take my servants as protectors instead of me? Surely we have prepared hell as an entertainment for the disbelievers. Say, shall we tell you of those who are the greatest losers in respect of their works? Those whose labor is all lost in search after things pertaining to the life of this world, and they think that they are doing good works. Those are they who disbelieve in the signs of their Lord and in the meeting with Him, so their works are vain, and on the day of resurrection we shall give them no weight. That is their reward, hell, because they disbelieved and made a jest of my signs and my messengers. Surely those who believe and do good deeds will have gardens of paradise for an abode, wherein they will abide, they will not desire any change therefrom. Say, if the oceans became ink, the words of my Lord, surely the ocean would be exhausted before the words of my Lord came to an end, even though we brought the like thereof as further help. Say, I am only a man like yourselves, but I have received the revelation that your God is only one God, so let him who hopes to meet his Lord do good deeds, and let him join no one in the worship of his Lord.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah, we have started the new Jalsa today, and all the organizations are set and ready for performing their respective duties. With the grace of Allah, every year I have noticed there is always improvement in every department, mashallah. And more workers are being trained, and they become parts and parcels of Jalsa by regular training. And with the grace of Allah, they feel it personally that it is their own responsibility now to make the Jalsa a success. This I have noticed among all the workers. Every worker is charged with the spirit of making Jalsa a success, mashallah, Jashuballah. In this respect, I would like to draw your attention to one very important fact, that I have visited Jalsa Salana, United States, and Jalsa Salana, Canada. There I noticed that these two Jalsas were without the least friction whatsoever. Every department was working like a well-oiled machinery without the least possible friction. And everybody was just at one with each other. You could not differentiate between one department and another. Either nobody crossed into another department, or nobody reacted wrongly to that attempt. There may be some overlappings, I don't know, but no overlapping resulted in bad blood. And this is what made me so happy about it. This I want you to do here. Occasionally in the past, there were some incidents which were reported to me, and some which were not reported to me intentionally or unintentionally. But all such events are finally reported to me in the end. Sometimes during Jalsa, sometimes after the Jalsa. I want you to be a model for the rest of the world. And for that it is highly important that you should understand the role of taqwa in all such organizations as are run in the name of Islam, in the name of the unity of God. Taqwa is essential. Without taqwa, unity of God cannot be displayed here on earth, because it is the taqwa which links the unity with the mankind. Fear of Allah. So, when you apply this concept of fear of Allah to everyday, daily working of the Jalsa, you remember that if anybody crosses your path, and if you fear Allah, you will not interrupt him in a manner as to create friction. It all happens with the fear of God, that you entertain others, you try not to hurt each other's feelings, and try to represent God as He treats His men, His creatures. God forgives, but God does not tolerate interference with His universe. They're two different things. The laws of nature do work. At the same time, God is forgiving. If somehow you understand the secret of this maintenance of both forgiveness and the respect for law, then you will know the meaning of taqwa. Behave like God. Don't be God, but behave like Him. More humble you are, more godly you will become. So what I am saying is a different thing than perhaps some of you may understand. To behave like God does not mean that you should behave arrogantly to the others and look down upon others. To behave like God in the sense that He forgives everybody his many faults which he commits daily and bears with them, and yet continues to improve the quality of human life through instructions, through repetition of instructions, through perseverance. The Quran which is read before you daily, day in and day out, the nawaz which you perform, they are all efforts to remove your shortcomings before you reach God, before you reach the point of death and you appear before your God. All that patience shown by God during this period does not mean that He has disregarded His law. That is forgiveness and preparation towards a better attitude towards laws of nature and laws of law, of Sharia. Now this is a long subject. I don't want to enter this. Here, briefly, I want to point out that in every administration which is run in the name of Allah, taqwa is highly important. You must remember that you should be kind to your fellow brothers. You should not permit them to break laws, but do it in a manner that you remain kind, forbearing. Remain watchful for everything, but do not impose yourself on people so that they react against you. This is what they did in Canada, this is what they did in America, and with the grace of Allah, I did not notice a single flaw. I inquired from everybody, everybody was happy, everybody knew that things went on by a natural flow. We moved along, not creating a ripple. Everything remained silent throughout the Jalsa, except for the occasion of Allahu Akbar. That is a different story. But everything went slowly, silently, as if moving automatically. I want you to repeat this here and stick to this forever, because Jalsa UK has a special place among Jalsas. People somehow treat this Jalsa as central Jalsa, like it used to be in Rabwa. And all of the Jalsas seem to be the branches of this Jalsa. So central Jalsa must be a model and must remain a model for all the Jalsas to come. Always friction is caused by egos. Whenever your personal ego is hurt, then the friction results. So take care of your egos. Be patient, be perseverant, and try to be humble. In that way, inshallah, no wrong will come your way and the Jalsa will be an excellent Jalsa. The second thing which I wanted to tell you is a change in the overall arrangement which you may not have noticed, because this continued to be what I propose it to be forever. Previously I have been stressing the fact that all our Jalsas in the world should be unique in the sense they should all be alike each other. Every Jalsa should be like another one. As if the Jalsa UK is Jalsa Germany, is Jalsa France, is Jalsa Canada, etc., etc. All Jalsas held by Jamaat Ahmadiyya should have exactly the same features. This I have been emphasizing throughout. But a day before, my attention was drawn to the fact that I have myself accepted a different type of Jalsa arrangement for this day from that which has been throughout the tradition of the Jamaat in the center. In the center, I have been reminded that Jalsa beginning was only represented by Afsar Jalsa, and Afsar Hifazat, Afsar Jalsaga and other relevant officers were not included in this arrangement. I told you I am not going to make a change, but a change from the old traditions in the sense that now I want to declare that Chaudhry Hamidullah Sahib, Afsar Jalsa, should take note of this, that this new arrangement should become also operative in the center. I don't know why we lived with that arrangement while Officer Jalsa had a separate entity. He had every right to be represented in the beginning of Jalsa, like this ceremony. But somehow he was left out, or maybe there was no need for it in the special circumstances of Anjuman working there. But here in the foreign countries, I see a need for a different organization which represents every part of Jalsa arrangement. So I told Afsar Jalsa and also I told Amir Sahib to make this new arrangement an official arrangement. Previously, this new arrangement was done unofficially. So that is why I said I am not announcing a change practically, but I am announcing a change in the system whereby your previous actions are also ratified. So inshallah in future, all over, including Rabwa, Jalsas will have this feature, and Amir Chaudhry Hamidullah Sahib, I am sure, will have taken note of this fact. This is more natural. In every country like Germany and Canada, America especially, I have always noticed that this goes with the flow. The Amir becomes the chief of everything. Officer Jalsa is answerable to him. Afsar Jalsaga is answerable to him. Officer of security arrangements is also answerable to him. Security of different types are organized differently, and each head is responsible to the Amir. So the Amir there works like Nadir Ala in Rabwa used to be, as overall head, but not protruding himself over much. So the Amir remains behind, but everything is referred to him. In Rabwa, everything was not referred to Afsar Jalsa because everything was directly referred to Khalifatul Masih. So that is why Nadir Ala played a comparatively silent role. He watched, officially he was a link between Khilafat and Anjuman and Jalsa, but practically he remained silent because there were direct links between all the officers and Khalifatul Masih. So this here should be replaced by, Khalifa should be replaced by Amir. Although he is not a Khalifa, but he is a representative of Khalifa in every country. So that is why I said every link should be with the Amir. But he should play a role, not being over much interfering. Because when I played that role there and also here occasionally, I don't protrude myself. You don't see me working. But very often, even small things are referred to me for final decisions. So that should be done by the Amir, and the officers who are to look at available, who are apparent, who represent the facade of the entire thing. They should be district officers, but things must be quietly and privately be approved by the Amir. That is what I found was happening in Canada and in America. And that was the reason why everything went so beautifully, smoothly with the flow. So I hope, inshallah, you will take care of these things. One word of praise and thanks to every worker here. Jalsa UK is largely successful because of total dedication of the boys and girls, women, etc. They work for very long hours, for very long months, and sometimes a year. That is what you do not see. What you see here are a few officers who are standing before you. But the men behind are very important. They make the organization successful. And although they seem to be slightly second line people or third line people, there is no second or third line in Islam. Office is given and distributed because of necessity. But each worker is working at a place where he is not visible, like in Nagarkhana, for instance. He is important. And if he does not consider him important, then he does not know what he is. Because there is a watching system here. This is the last point which I want to make, which the world does not know. Every worker should acquire a sense of being watched by God. Now, if you are watched by a superior authority, and at the same time you are not being watched by junior and smaller authorities, what do you care? Do you ever care? If I know a worker myself and butt him up and say, well done, he will not care for others, whether they appreciate his work or do not. In Islam, the eye which always watches, that is the eye of God. Not in the human sense of eye, but the word eye is used also in the Holy Quran. Allah sees. And Allah always watches. If you become aware of that silently being watched, that will help you in two ways. You will shape your work in a manner as always you are being inspected. Everything you do is being watched. And at the same time, it will give you a sense of deep satisfaction that whatever you do is being appreciated, much more than the worldly officers could ever do. Allah knows your intentions, He knows your sacrifices. Whenever at each step, for His sake, you suffered yourself but did not hurt others. All these small things can't be watched by me or by the officers who are appointed to run this machinery. Yet God watches. And that is what is important. Nobody can then claim that nobody took care of me, nobody paid attention to me, I've been working day and night, I've been thrown in the background. Some entities, sometimes from different countries, write to me that we have worked day and night and nobody takes notice of us. I try to make them understand God does. And if you do not believe in God as a reality, as everyday reality, then there is no use for you to come and work here. You are sacrificing your time, your capabilities, everything which is given to you, which has been given to you by God, you offer back to Him. And if you are not mindful that He is watching you, then you are losing a great opportunity of being happy. Then your working capacity will increase manifold. When nobody is watching you, you will work still as if all eyes are on you, because the eyes of God will be on you. And if you realize this, you don't realize how much you will be rewarded for it in the rest of your life. If you live with the concept, Subhana man yarani, blessed is he who watches me. If you only appropriate that concept, then the entire work which you offer to God for His sake will acquire a godly quality. And you will be happy. and the rest of your life you will be rewarded for that. This is what I am trying to point out. When Allah watches, He does reward. And more you realize that He watches you, more He rewards you. And your entire life cycle is changed. Entire lifestyle is transformed. With the grace of Allah, that you begin to see His blessings at every step of your life. Now this is something which is 100% correct. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. You try it, realize it, and then your next year will tell you how different this year has been from the one when you did not realize, when you spent your life in oblivion, in forgetfulness. So awaken to the reality of God. Be with Him and let Him be with you. This is the message of Ahmadiyyat. This is what we are working for, and I hope, inshallah, this Jalsa will be an excellent training camp for all these things. We are resolved that Allah will directly take over. This is what happens. Everybody afterwards begins to talk and says, this Jalsa, what was it? We thought everything was being done by God, was taken away by Him. And that is exactly the comments I keep receiving from Canada, America, etc., from different departments, from different cities. They say one thing we strangely noticed about Jalsa was that he seemed to be in the hands of God as if He was directly in charge of the whole Jalsa. He was taking care. He would be in charge of your lives if you do it. And forever you will have the feeling that God has taken over your lives and He is taking care of you. So let's join in silent prayer. Allah bless us and continue. May Allah continue to shower His trusted blessings upon us and upon those who come. There is another watch system. The people who will come from different countries, they will also be watching you. Some with love, some with hatred, some with a preconceived prejudice against you. If you are good and correct in the sight of Allah, don't care about them. Those who watch you with jealousy, Allah will take care of them. Those who watch you with love because you are doing a godly work, Allah will reward them and also you. Let's now join in silent prayer. And after that, chai? Ladies, I'll have a brief call made to the ladies' camp after this. And then we'll gather there for a cup of tea. Huh? The ladies. Half is ladies and the other half. And those who are officers are holding some office. Nazmin. And the guests. Yes. Now, after this, inshallah, I'll go, as I told you, for a brief call to ladies, and then I'll move to the adjacent hall, where traditionally the tea is served. And that tea will be joined by Nazmin and also by the guests. The workers and others have been provided with a separate guest. Where is it? Over there, yes. In the open, you'll enjoy it very much, inshallah. Everybody would get the same thing which you'll be eating in the camp, but you will be eating in the open. With that, let's join in silent prayer. आमीन। अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।